Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to jump into just discussing anxiety. I have been doing an interrupting anxiety series. I did it for about like a week and a half on my Instagram. If you've missed it, here are some of the posts that I put up. The first one was, what if it works out? What if it does work out, right? Like sometimes we get so caught up in what the things that are going to get in the way are that we forget to even consider what if things go well. Yeah. Another one was, what if you're focused on what is going well today, right? Going back to that last point I just made of what if it works out. Concentrate on the good that is actually happening. We get so caught up in the pain, in the disappointment, in the frustrations of life and people letting us down, our expectations being laid down. Well, nobody told you to have expectations that are unrealistic, but that's besides the point. And we forget that there are things that are going amazingly well. Like you woke up, you're breathing, you're eating, you have money in your bank, some of us. Some money, doesn't have to be tons of money, but some money is a starting point. And my favorite one of them all, wait, actually let me address this one real quick because there were like a few grammatical errors that I didn't have a chance to fix. But it says, what if they are the ones who aren't good enough for you? So when I wrote it, it said, what if they are the one who isn't good enough for you? Yes, my sister who's an English major got on me and I caught this error a little bit later, but that's the point, right? Like sometimes and I see this all the time with the students that I see at the college counseling center that I work at, that, oh my gosh, and this person, I'm worried they don't like me, I'm worried that I'm not good enough for them, I worry that I'm this, I'm not that. And it's like, oh, this person sounds horrible. They sound mean, they sound rude, they sound inconsiderate, they sound like they don't have their goals or vision clear, they sound like they're inconsistent, they sound like they don't know what they want. It's like they're juggling between you and like two other people. I mean, like, who wants that? Somebody with undivided attention, somebody with divided attention who is not willing to commit to you. Like, what makes that so appealing? Anywho, and the last one, which was more of a statement than a question, but it says, if you make your decisions based on yesterday, all your tomorrows will look like today. Listen here, a lot of these statements are for me before I share them with you all. Like, life happens to me too, right? Life happens to everyone, and these statements are meant to ground us. They're not meant to beat us up. They're not meant to make us feel horrible. They're not meant to make us judge ourselves negatively. They're meant for us to stop, breathe, evaluate, regroup, do something different if whatever you're doing is not working. And so we know the decisions that have gotten us to where we are today. I mean, every day we're making choice after choice after choice, and we are the result of our choices. If you do not like where you are, change your choices. That's it. I mean, we make it feel like this whole huge scientific, like magnanimous event, or this huge burden that we have no control over, when literally we can just say, today I choose to love me more, and I choose to cut off this person that's toxic, this habit that's toxic. I choose to be disciplined. I choose to wake up on time, get to work on time. I choose to stop stealing office stationery. I choose to stop skipping meals. I choose to stop looking in the mirror with the intention of bad-mouthing my body or nitpicking at the things that I don't like about my body, instead of choosing to love myself where I am, and that be my motivation to keep working towards the kind of life, the kind of mind, the kind of body, the kind of future, the kind of relationships that I want. And so in talking about interrupting anxiety, one thing that I came to learn is that our brains are wired to be risk-averse machines. Literally, our brains are like computers that are consistently calculating what could go wrong, what could go wrong, what could go wrong. For the sake of survival, like, you get that? Like, we have a survival instinct, and anything that makes us feel like our survival is in jeopardy, whether it's our pride, whether it's our actual lives and well-being, your brain is consistently calculating to try to avoid that. However, your brain is also just as good as calculating costs and benefits of any situation. And so if you focus more on the risk aversion, forgetting that there some good decisions that you make will come with a sense of risk, and using that as an opportunity to calculate risk avoidance versus, okay, I'm accepting that things might go wrong and therefore I'm not going to do anything and just giving up, we never get to achieve the goals we want. Our goals tend to be bigger and grander than what we think we can accomplish, and so it instills or it ignites a little bit of fear and anxiety. That's normal, but use your fear and anxiety as fuel to keep pushing you and motivating you, to remind you that you're actually on a path of greatness and that you're up to big things. And I'm reading here in my notes, and another thing that comes up when it comes with anxiety, it becomes a matter of self-worth. Like, how much do we value ourselves, that we deserve the life that we are envisioning, that we deserve to put in the work required to have that life, that we deserve to have friendships that are supportive and not draining, and that we get to cut people off in order to have a better life, or we get to invite them to be better partners, to be better friends, to be better family members than they are right now. It's a self-worth thing when we choose to keep pouring ourselves to the point of depletion, almost like we're trying to earn affection, love, respect from other people. It doesn't work out that way. You end up being the ones to suffer. And so, like, even evaluating those things and those places in your life where you feel like you're not good enough, and so you try to earn it through your actions, your deeds, your giving, your overextending yourself, your overcommitment, your inability to say no for fear that it will offend someone. No is like the best thing that I have learned in my life. It's a complete sentence. I don't owe anyone an explanation. And not saying from a place of rudeness, but from a place of, I am an adult who makes great decisions. And so when I say no, if the person asks for an explanation and I am feeling willing to offer, hey, based on my commitments, I won't be able to fulfill the task. I don't think it's responsible of me to take on any more. I know somebody who can do it better. Here's a referral. I have actually been taking this time, or I'm using my weekends for rest because I have been busy and I'm training. I've been training for the marathon, so I am exercising 6 days a week. I'm exhausted, and so when I say that I want to do nothing on a Saturday, and hey, Brittany, do you want to come here? No, thank you. Thanks for the invitation. Period. If somebody says, how come? Then I can say, yeah, because I'm tired, or because I specifically set time aside to do A, B, C, and D, or to rest, or actually I don't want to. Actually wouldn't enjoy to go to wherever you're inviting me to, and that's good enough. And so learn how to say no, and learn how to say no nicely. It doesn't have to be like, no, and then you get defensive. It could be like, no, thank you. Oh, you're so kind for even thinking about me. Moving on. Most of the time people are just like, oh, okay, let me see who else can go with me. But because we blow it up to be this whole event, we make it larger than life, and then we start beating ourselves up for it. I was actually having a conversation with another student yesterday about the same thing. And so if you know you're a responsible person, you're a considerate person, and you're coming from a place of that and generosity and genuineness, and not from any kind of malice, trust your own judgment. Like, no one is out to get you. Trust your own judgment and just act accordingly. And so one thing that I do recommend, kind of like what those posts on social media have been like, just opportunities to challenge you, come up with a list of self-affirmations that work for you, right? All of anxiety is coming from a place of not good enough, from a place of I don't have what it takes to survive this next year of college, or the job hunting process, or finding the love of my life, or whatever, having the business in the life that I want, or being out of debt, right? It's coming from a place of feeling like I don't have what it takes, or I don't have access to the support and resources for whatever it takes. And so use self-affirmations to encourage and empower yourself, but also to remind you of what you have all around you. And from a believer's perspective, I mean, you have the creator of heaven and earth championing behind you. He said, no good thing will I withhold from you. He said, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. He said, I have created you to live a life and have life more abundantly. He said, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you and I set you apart, right? And to have a life and a hope and a future, like, come on. If you believe these things more than you believe your circumstances, ground yourself in that daily. Like, I cannot stress how important it is to consistently dig into your word, to consistently journal, to consistently meditate and connect with your creator, and to connect with who you are because of who you belong to and who created you. And to remember that every day we're being exposed to people, places, and things that seem to want to contradict that, and we have to be intentional and staying grounded and rooted in the truth that I am worthy, I am important, I matter, I am a person of love, a vessel of love, and I am loved. I have resources accessible to me in terms of people, places, opportunities, and things. Abundance is always chasing me down. Like, God is on my side. He is for me and not against me. You hear me? Those are some of the ones that I use for myself. I mean, I'm eager to hear what affirmations you use for yourself in encouraging yourself, and what you're going to do to choose to make this a habit daily, so that you're consistently calling yourself back to a center that actually empowers you and encourages you and motivates you, than one that beats you up, discourages you, and leaves you in despair. Okay? Until the next video, I'll see you later, lovelies. Bye.